I gave it out as a 1 unit play. My other dog is the Diamondbacks, but I forgot to give that out until like
Right.
late, and
All
they're
right.
up
Well,
2-1 in
we're
the
gonna.
ninth.
I accidentally started the stream, so I don't want to give you.
All
I
right, well
don't
here
want.
we go.
Yeah, I don't want you to give out like all your VIP players on accident.
No, I
Um,
got you.
what's up, guys? Azim Rakes here. Um, we are returning to you. We had a great day yesterday as a whole team, as a Wager Rakes team. If I did my math correctly, I think we went 32-4 in combination yesterday. We absolutely killed it. Buddy's bets personally went 12-0. So huge shout out to him. The guy just went on a tear. Source, I think he went 4-1. If I remember
Yeah,
correctly.
we went 4-1, and we hit a 14 parlay, which we usually don't give out, right? Because those
Right.
are sketchy plays. But so we ended up with 7-1, kind of win day, but as far
Right.
as units, but four plays in a row was nice. Lose the first one, win the next four. That's always good.
Yeah, I went 4-2 yesterday, and as I mentioned in my video that I posted last night, unfortunately the Mets screwed us over. I had the Mets -1.5 and the Mets money line, and they just managed to, I mean, they didn't even come out to play. That was the problem. They didn't even come out to play. They seemed so slow, and unfortunately I went 4-2 because of that, or else it would have been a sweep. And I was kind of iffy on the Mets anyways. I think I should have stayed away. I think Burnsy went to the game. And I think Burnsy was fading. And so if Burnsy would have told me, then I probably would have stayed away because I was very iffy about it. But no, nevertheless, we had a great day together. Wager Rakes went 32-4, and we're hoping to continue to follow through with it and continue to bring some profits. Give me 1 second. I'm going to tweet this
Yeah,
out.
I mean, well, while you tweet that out, we just solidified because we're between now and Sunday won't be betting enough to make it a losing week. We're four straight winning weeks. And on the MLB season, we're now up 37.25 units here at the source. So if you're $100 better, you're up $3,725. And if you're $1,000 better, which I know we have two or three that follow us that are $1,000 betters,
They're looking
you're
pretty.
up 37. You're up 37 grand. So even if you're up, even if you're a $20 better, you're up a significant amount. The models really started off cold, and we didn't really gain the momentum we wanted to as far as follower count and things like that. But we've been on an absolute tear, haven't lost in over a month on a week-to-week basis, and it's proven to be significant.
That's good numbers right there. Obviously, I managed to lose quite a bit in the MLB that one time. We're not going to mention the game,
one,
but
one, one day, one
yeah, the
team,
one day,
and that's
one
about
team,
it.
a lot of units played on them. So, I mean, I'm still, I think, right around the break-even margin for the season,
That's
unfortunately.
okay. There's a whole
But
second
then,
half to make big
exactly,
money.
exactly. But aside from that one play, or like since that play, I think I'm up like plus 40 or plus 50 units in the MLB. So I'm just trying to keep it on track, keep it on fire. The totals have been helping me out a ton, especially the
Totals
correct money
totals
lines.
have been much easier to play than sides of recent. I don't know
Oh,
why that
easily.
is, but it's just been the case that the totals have been
There's been
more
a lot of
helpful.
upsets. There's been like even in recent memory, there's been a ton of upsets. Yesterday was one
Well,
of
you know
those.
me. We like to play the dogs here at the source.
Right.
We got a couple of dogs going right now. We've got Arizona going at the moment. They're up 2-1. We have them plus
Nice.
115.
Nice.
They only have one other dog tonight, but we gave that one out on Twitter. You have to find us on Twitter to get to @SourcePodcast11 to get that one. Just because I know not everybody agrees with that play, and
Right.
that's a plus 225, so that's a big reach for us. The play that I want to talk about here, Azim, if you don't mind,
Yeah, go ahead with your
is
first play or whatever.
my first play is going to be the Brewers minus 120 tonight with Woodruff on the mound against Castillo. They're playing the Reds, obviously, with Castillo going against them.
Right.
This is going to be a low-scoring game. I think they probably win this game 3-1, if not 2-0. Castillo's been performing well of
Right.
late, but he is not by any means a good enough pitcher to win against probably the Cy Young favorite in the National League right now, outside of DeGrom,
Right.
and that would be Woodruff. I say outside of DeGrom because DeGrom's already won the award as far as I'm
Yeah.
concerned.
Right.
But Woodruff is probably the number 2 pitcher in Major League Baseball as far as
Right.
effectiveness. and he's going for the Brewers. The Brewers don't score a lot of runs to begin
Right.
with, but with Woodruff on the hill, they should win this game probably 3-1. That's my guess.
I like that you said that because my first play was going to be the Brewers Reds under 8. I have really profitable trends on it. I have multiple trends on it. It's effectively a 3-unit play for me. So it's at minus 110, 3.3 units to win 3 units. I have only 3 trends for totals, or at least unders, and they're all very profitable. But when all 3 agree, I mean, it's a beautiful thing to see, because I think the hit rate on the unders is around like 67, 68%. So, when you're getting 68% or 67% on a minus 110, like that's going to over time be tremendous amounts of profits.
Well, that's something I want to mention, Azim, just for everybody who's watching and the people who do watch eventually. Profitable over time. That's the key, right? We're not here to win 100 units in a day.
Right.
I know Buddy Betts went 12-0. Probably not going to happen ever again.
Yeah.
To go 12-0. We're not saying or trying to sell you on a 37-2 run. That's not who we are. But we're gonna be going positive, and that's the key. So
I mean, we've had how many losing days as an episode? We've had a few losing days as an episode.
I think we have like 4 losing days and 8 positive days, something like that.
Right, exactly.
I don't have it in front of me, but we're gonna lose. It's gonna happen. It's about having more winning days than losing days.
And I mean, people hit their runs too, right? Like as we talked about, Buddy's just now going 12-0, but I mean, just as likely is to go 0-8, which is, I mean, of course you don't want that, but that's just inevitable. At the end of the day, what happens in the long run is what's more. I mean, if you want to make a living or if you want to make good money off of sports betting or even a little bit of a bar tab, you have to focus on the long run. So yeah, I know I mentioned earlier 32-4. I'm just saying that we had a great day. The systems are on an up and up. So hopefully they continue to be on an up and up today. But again, don't expect us to go, as Source said, just to reiterate, don't expect us to go 32-4 every day as a team, or anything of even that nature, because that is a very difficult feat to accomplish. We're happy that we did it yesterday. And if you follow everybody on Wager Rate, so that includes us too, Dot Bets, Buddy's Bets, Bernsey Bets, McKell Ellen, who am I forgetting? Like Action Jackson, Picks of Destiny. If you follow all of them, then you would have gone 32-4 yesterday. But again, long term is what's important. Those runs happen. Negative runs happen as well. So let's focus on the long run. So far we've given out Brewers money line. You said, or did you say -1?
No, I want Brewers money line -120 is the juice on that. Okay. I just think the value here should be a -140, -145 play.
Yeah.
When we placed it and sent out our tickets, the line was -119. I'm just going to double check right now while we're live what the line is prior to first pitch. I'm looking at -138 right now. So anybody who's following us, they got extreme value in getting that early. I think the line should be -140. So now it's about where it should be, at 138. I still like it here. I just think now your value is much less, but it's still worth playing. And if you can get it anywhere at -130 or -135 even, you'll get a significant edge.
Right. I like that you said that though, because I checked on Action Network and the consensus that they're reporting is -140. So I like how accurate you are in your predictions.
So yeah, no, I mean, Azim, I do my best work, or rather we here at the Source, because both Sam and I do our best work at like 2:00 in the morning, right? As soon as the lines come out, we run our model. Sometimes some games are still on while lines are coming out,
right?
And we're running data, and so sometimes our tickets are placed at like 2:40 in the morning, and then we wake up the next morning and the lines are drastically different. And in fact, we get some DMs about that. Not much we can do about that. We're not going to give out our plays at 3:00 in the morning for the next day. Too much changes. Not enough people see it. People get upset. But if you do follow us, you'll get it as soon as we put it out.
For the Brewers play, the cheapest I'm seeing is at Pinnacle -132, and then FanDuel
I like that
136. So
like I said, I mean, 140. Yeah, 140 is where I see the line should finish.
But no value.
Yeah, I mean, I would play it to 140. So if you can get 136, that's good. That's a little bit of value. If you can get 132,
Right.
that's some value there for sure.
And then the
Um,
second play in that game was the Brewers Reds under 8. So that being said, as Source mentioned, he sees this game going 3-1 or 2-0 to the Brewers. I expect more or less the same thing. We're gonna have 3 trends on it. It should be a very profitable play. So hopefully it just all works out and we're able to catch both the plays in the Brewers game. What's your second play?
okay, second play. The game starts in 10 minutes, so you got to get this play in quick. We're taking the White Sox today against the Houston Astros. The line on that is -110. Giolito is on the hill against Jake Odorizzi.
Right.
There's no way around it. The Astros really do hit left-handed pitching, which is why the line is -110, even with Giolito on the mound, who's a very, very talented pitcher. And the White Sox are a good lineup, so they should score some runs on Odorizzi, who's been, frankly, very underwhelming on his deal with the Astros this year.
Mhm.
And the Astros bullpen is not as great as people think they are. If you look at the advanced statistics, their fielding independent pitching is a little bit higher than it should be, and the batting average on balls in play is a little bit lower than it should be on average by about 8 points. So you expect some runs to start to get scored here in this game. I almost like the over, but I'm going to go with the White Sox and the value. The line is -110. I think the line at close, which is going to be in 10 minutes, will probably be around -126. If there's time to move that line, it should move. But
Right.
I'm still seeing it -110 in a lot of places. The highest I'm seeing it is -108, which would be great if you can get that. I really think that that's a value play, and the line should be closer to -128.
I agree with that. I like that play too. I had a lean on it for the under, and usually when I like the unders, I take the opposite. So a lot of people think when it's overs to take the favorites, and then when it's unders, take the dogs. I actually go the opposite. I like favorites more when it's unders. Actually, honestly, I like favorites both ways, so I'm not even gonna act like I don't
You're a
like.
favorite machine. Don't even start with me on the
Yeah.
favorites.
Hey, I have
We
two
balance
dogs
each
today.
other out
I have
pretty
two
well.
dogs.
You have
Um,
two dogs today. Well,
yeah,
what's your second? Hold on. What's your second play?
yeah, and
Let
then
me
we'll
hear
talk
it,
about the dogs. So my
and then we'll talk
second
about
play
that.
is going to be the Mets Pirates over 9. They've played 5 games already, and we're seeing 17, 8, 6, 11, 5 in those 5 games. Point being, they're kind of all over the place. I think the 6 came from DeGrom's game where DeGrom was pitching. And so really we're seeing 5, 11, 8, 17. The total's at 9. I like the total. Here's the thing. They went under yesterday by a margin. They only put up 5 runs yesterday in combination between the Pirates and the Mets, and yet the total moved upwards. I like that situation. I appreciate that. I feel that Vegas is whispering again. It's a correction play, and the correction plays have profited for us this season quite a bit. Wherever
What was the opening line, Azim?
for the Pirates
Was it
Mets
9? Was it 9?
today was 8.5, and it moved up to 9.
Okay.
Now it's 9
So
minus 120.
here's why I look at it at being 9 and not 8.5. As much as that's some line movement, Jacob DeGrom strained his flexor muscle today in his bullpen session at about 12:30 p.m. and he
Right,
won't start on Monday, tomorrow, which means they're going to need all those bullpen arms, the Mets will, for a bullpen game tomorrow. So there's not going to be a lot of bullpen guys available today. You're going to have maybe one guy plus your starter.
right,
And if offense is the way this game goes, it'll be because the pitching for the Mets is just not there
right,
today, which I think is definitely a possibility, especially given that if you don't have your star tomorrow, that's the focus.
right.
Guys are worried about it. The pitching staff's worried about it. And then the coaching is going to make a lot of different decisions, which should lead to runs scored for the Pirates.
Right, exactly. And I like the minus. I mean, that's why it's at minus 122, even though it's at over 9. It's still at minus 120. It's a huge correction play. Source just gave out the reasons why they corrected it. Generally, it was supposed to be right around where we needed to be around. But like I said, Source just gave us a reason why it corrected it, or why Vegas corrected it. I'm going to follow the correction if Vegas leans away. Like for me, it's simple. If I get a peek into what Vegas is doing, what they're seeing, then I can turn that little sneak peek into a ton of profits. And, we have this whole season with our totals in the MLB. So I'm going to continue to grind on that and take the over 9 minus 120 here. One thing I will say about the whole situation is I'm a little concerned because I also have the minus 1.5 as a play for the Mets. Now, that is a little concerning that you said all that, because then that raises the question, like, okay, if they are putting the pitcher out for like, let's say 7 innings, how likely are they going to be to win the game? I mean, it just doesn't seem possible.
I think that this is a game where the Mets can score a lot of runs themselves. The Pirates don't have a good pitching staff.
Right.
I just also think they'll be giving up runs. The Mets will win this game.
That's the issue.
In my estimation,
I mean, I'm not gonna play.
They
against
just might also be giving away. So if I had to guess, the Mets probably win this game 7-4, maybe 7-5. I think there's going to be a lot of. There's going to be a lot of runs scored. I still like the minus 1.5. I don't know what the value is that you took it at.
Minus 110.
Minus 110. I don't hate that at all. I wouldn't play it just because it didn't meet our criteria. It was a lean, not a play. But I do like the Mets here today. My minus 1.5 plays today were purely just based on the fact that we like both these teams to win.
Right.
And the value was too high. And then we took the White Sox minus 1.5 as well, just because we think they're going to win this game, as we already gave it out as a money line play. And the value was plus 173. So at that
point, for me, both of them are 1 unit plays, and then the Brewers Reds are the 3 unit play. That is a 3 unit play. So as long as the Brewers Reds cashes, then there's not really a way we can lose money today. For the free plays, at least. Now VIP is a whole different story, and the way I'm looking at this card, I like VIP's chances to profit a ton today. But yeah, that being said, let's you want to discuss dogs, or you want to discuss our Dodgers Rockies?
Also, I want to discuss the Dodgers Rockies, but I want to know what dogs you have, because you very rarely take a dog. The dog that I know that you took that I loved, we both have a play in common. And in fact, I was hoping that Dot would have it in common so we could have another 10K play back-to-back days, build a little steam. I love the Seattle Mariners today.
Right. Yeah. Okay. So I've actually ended up not playing the Mariners because I will actually end up playing the Mariners.
I like the Mariners today. I think that's a good play. I know that's one of your dogs that you were talking about.
Right.
Who's the other dog? I'm curious.
The Rays, but I realized I screwed up in my VIP card. I gave the Rays money line out for 1 unit, but I forgot to put the Rays plus 1.5, which is going to be juice, but I'm still going to take it as a means to make it plus 1 essentially. And then I also have to give it out for more than 1 unit, so I have to go back and fix that.
Okay, well, it's a good time
because
we give out our plays.
All my VIP plays right now.
I mean, you might be, but in 4 minutes is first pitch, so it could be worse. We should just end it there.
I'm going to update it right now. Hopefully they get onto it. But you go ahead and take over, because I'm going to update this real quick.
Okay, perfect. So the leans that we have in today's games that we're not playing, there's a couple. I gave them to you, Azim, but I'm going to give them to everybody because, as everyone knows who follows us, we give all our plays out for free, which is unusual, but we do it anyway. We like the Washington Nationals Padres under 9.5. We talked about it. We also, the Red Sox and Yankees game is delayed. We like the Red Sox in this game. It's not a significant amount, so we're only playing it for 1 unit, but the Red Sox plus 116 is going to be a play for us. We do like that. It's a small play, but we're going to take it anyway.
Okay, I'm looking at the Rays plus 1.5, and it's minus 200. And I don't think I'm taking it.
I don't like the Rays plus 1.5. The Rays make everything too sweaty. But if they're gonna win, they're gonna win. So
I'm not taking that minus 200. Hell no, not for a plus 1.5.
I'm not a huge fan of that line. But Azim, I'm gonna jump on a different show here momentarily, right before the NBA Finals. So I'm gonna let you go. And I hope everybody cashes with us.
Right.
And we will be back tomorrow, I assume, with more plays. We're going to run with the Suns, as we've been running with the Suns all series. We have that plus 3,300 on Suns to win the NBA Finals from February 17th, which I hedged out of at plus 210.
Right.
Sam hedged out, I think, a little earlier than that, so he's got some serious value. But officially, we're gonna run with the Suns in this game. I really like the over on Chris Paul assists. Chris Paul assists is set at 7.5. I think that's probably a lock.
Right.
And or Chris Paul double. I like both of those props as well. I'm just gonna look at some of those numbers first and then lock those in. But we'll get into that on the NBA show tomorrow when we break down, hopefully a game 6 with
Right.
more money in our pockets.
Who are you jumping on to the NBA show with tonight, or is it just y'all?
I'm actually jumping on to a show that has nothing to do with the NBA at all. I'm jumping on
Okay.
a quick podcast that has to do with the Red Sox and the Yankees series that's going on currently.
Yeah, I forgot today was the game 5, so I didn't even schedule anything for wager rakes. My bad, guys.
That's all good. I think everybody on the team, Azim, I don't know what you have, but
I
I
think
took a
so I'm
consensus.
leaning. I've been leaning the Suns. So here's the thing. All of my plays this finals have been leans, and I've gone Suns, Bucks, and I've hit all my leans, which is absurd because I mean they're first of all leans, and I've not made any money off of any of it because I haven't taken them since they've been leans. Just knowing that they're at home and just the whole takeaway from it, I'm gonna lean back to the Suns, but I'm gonna break it down. Still have a couple of hours or an hour before game starts. I'm gonna see what I can do in that 1 hour, see what numbers I could crunch, et cetera, et cetera.
So I
And
think everyone on
my
Wager
tweet
Rake so far, I've consensus is the Suns. I know Picks of Destiny is going Suns first half -2 as his free play of the day. I know there's a couple of other guys on Wager Rakes who are leaning on the Suns
well,
as
hell,
well. So
Dot Bets is on the Suns,
okay, well then you
and
let
I'm
me know if
coming on
it's
the
the Suns,
Suns,
and we will
and we'll
play
make
it
it
as
a
a
close
10K.
Yeah. All right.
All
Well,
right.
everybody tune in to Source Podcast, myself, or Dot Bets to potentially find out if the Suns will end up becoming a 10K play. Once again, thank you for watching and hope you enjoyed the show. Hopefully we can continue to bring y'all profits. And yeah, that's it. Once again, thank you for your support. Good luck to y'all.